Greetings and welcome back to Grow Moringa Farms. I'm Kendrick Henry, your local USA Moringa farmer. And I wanted to tell you that we had a really great weekend. We just concluded our third annual members meetup here in Plant City. We had many members come throughout the day. It was an entire day of workshop and events. And that was the precursor to our full 3-day MoringaCon event that we're going to have on October 18th weekend. It's a 3-day event. We call it MoringaCon. It's a conference where we're going to be going over all things Moringa for 3 days. And you're more than welcome to come and even stay here during that time or get a hotel. Or if you're local, then just come in for 3 days. We're going to have tickets available very soon, so that way you can come in and enjoy all the amenities that we have to offer for those 3 days. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for coming in and watching, subscribing, liking this video, and for also taking the time to learn how you could also begin to grow moringa for yourself or even as a business. We're going to go ahead and start harvesting these trees here along our promenade, so that way we can get these greens on the racks and use them for supplements. Let's go ahead and go all the way down here, and we'll go ahead and enjoy this time together, because it's a full moon. So it's full moon in Pisces, and the sap is still really high in the leaves. It's early right now, and the trees are loving it. They're super green, they're super spunky, because the sap that's in there was essentially getting all that sunlight overnight from the moon. So the best time to harvest your moringa trees is actually during a full moon, early in the morning. So let's go ahead and get started. Thanks a lot for coming in. This is our hat cam. I'll get this on, so that way we can enjoy ourselves a nice harvest. We'll start at the end here, so that way you can see the walk all the way down, and we'll start to grab these greens together. Yeah, like I was saying, we had a really great Moringa members meetup, a Grow Moringa Collective members meetup. See how the greens are already starting to stretch anyways? See how the greens are all the way up there? So now is the best time to get the trees back short, so that way during this ending part of the season, this last little stretch of the season before it gets cold, we go ahead and get the trees back down short. We utilize the greens, and they begin to bush back out again. We want them to bush back out. Let's see here. Make sure we're good. So we want the trees to bush back out, because we have another 2 months before it gets cooler. And so we could get a whole nother harvest out of these trees. Yep, here we are to the end. We want to go ahead and even come down here. We want to get all of these trees trimmed back. We've already trimmed everything back several times this season. But we haven't hit these trees here in a few months, actually. So we're going to go ahead and start that process here, where we grab the greens, and then we can lay all the sticks down to create more mulch. I really love how this tree is really starting to come together here low, really getting into the spot. I see that there's a collar here. I'm going to keep this baby. Normally I would take it out, but I like how it's starting to form like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces down low. It's really nice. Let's get some of this weeds out of here. Just take a look at how this baby looks down here. There we go. Pull that root out, that weed, and just kind of throw that in the road there, so that way she doesn't take. Let me make sure everything's good here. Yep, everything is still good. I just kind of knocked it with my knocked the tree with my head. All right, let's do this. Let's get this tree cut back together, and then we'll see how far we get with all the others. Okay. Let's thin this baby out. See how this is starting to go into the middle? This is what I mean is if we bring this back down short, like down here, she could start splitting out low, like right here. So I'm going to cut it at a 45 down there, and she'll potentially split down there at the collar out that way. And then we can grab these. See, I'm just pulling those off real gently. Opening this tree up, grabbing anything from the middle. So I'm working my way up. I'm starting low and working my way up. Cleaning anything up. And then anything that's just kind of in the way or wonky, like that one. And then boom. I really like this method here like this because it's helping me to just harvest really quickly and already be done with the separation process. Sometimes if I get a lot of greens in at one time, it takes a really long time to get them on the racks because I'm building a separator machine right now to help speed up the process, where I even put like a stick like this in the machine and then come out, and then it does that exact motion that I'm doing right now, but in the machine. See how I'm taking that one? That one's just kind of coming into the middle. That thins that out to where that only has two, and they're spaced out more. And then boom, boom. Trees are starting to get so big I can barely reach them. And it's only been 2-3 years. Same thing with this. Let's go ahead and get that little piece off. That was a previous cut. That was a previous cut that thickened all of this up. That was a previous cut that thickened all of that. That was a previous cut all the way down there. You can still see the original size of it when I cut it, and then it grew out to that. Same thing with this. Pop that top. Yeah, we could even thin that out. This is kind of splitting right here, so we'll trim that. Trim that. That way those begin to split low. Right there. Shoot. Already got almost a full bed of greens with just one tree. Might have to come back and make another video. That way I don't get too overloaded. At least this is the goal now for this week. Probably spend the time making a few videos going down the line, because I don't want to get overloaded with harvesting, or I should say washing and you know, filling the dry room up too much all at once. I like to have enough space in the dry room where all the greens get really dried really fast. See, I'm pulling all the lower yellows off. I'm not putting them in here. So yeah, I might just spend the next few days actually getting this row in the dry room, so that way I can just little by little put these greens in. They dry really fast when the dry room isn't just loaded with greens, you know. Boom. And then this one, that's wonky like that. And that's it. That's really going to help this tree come back really bushy, especially down low. So we've got these 2, 3 down low, and we've got these 2 ones that are bigger. And we've got 3 down low that are split. And I really like that, because when we can keep those down low and then keep this up high to where we have several tiers. Look at this one. This one is splitting really nice down low. She fell over a couple times, but has finally found her stable position here. So let's take this baby here that's coming in the middle. Oh, there must be some vines on here. Yep, a little bit of vines. Pretty much got the whole field harvested over the last month, 2 months. And now we're coming over here to the promenade on the other side of the farm. And thickening these trees up. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. And then this one's just kind of coming into the middle. Take that all the way back to the split. And then normally everything else I do at about 18 inches. 18 inches or so from the split. Nice. I just got off of a meeting with some of our helpers across the country. We have people helping us in the Philippines. We have people helping us in India. And we have members all over the world. We have members in South Africa, West Africa, Australia. We have members in Australia. And we have members all across the USA. And we're all connecting and learning how to grow moringa, either for ourselves, just in our own backyards, and teaming up and networking with people. Even if you don't want to have a business, you can help a lot of people in your own way, just by networking with us. And then boom. I kind of want to bring this up a little bit higher. This one's kind of just coming out too much. So boom, I really like that. That's a nice, short, bushy, solid tree right there. Yeah, we might just do these 3 for this video, and then we'll come back tomorrow and do the others. But this is the start of, I think, because this is a big tree here. Might even be able to get inside of this tree. Here's another example of how I'm beginning to structure this tree, where we have a nice short, bushy section that the tree is producing short, bushy on the outside. You know, so it's really low and short on the outside tiers, but then the inside tiers are a lot taller. That's what I really love. So that's what we're kind of doing here. Let's thin this out. It's just kind of coming over here like that. That opens it up. Essentially, we're just trying to give this tree space. We want them to have their own spacing. We don't want to crowd them. Keep that low. Boom. I really love how we're doing this now. This one's just coming on the inside, so maybe just by doing that and keeping this stick here, she'll start popping out more low this way. This one's just kind of unnecessary. It's just kind of crowding that space there, and then boom, bring this baby back down short. So we have a bunch of short tiers forming on the outside, and then we start to go around it and start to have more bigger tiers on the outside. Even what I'm looking at is even like this is starting to grow really well on the outside like this, to where I could even take this big piece out that's in the middle, and then these pieces here would begin to get really big on the outside to really lower this tree. I might just do that just to really, I don't like that one as much. Yeah, I think that's what I might do actually, is keep this. I like this. This is forming really nice here. This is just kind of coming that way. And let's go ahead and cut this here. That's forming a nice 2-tier right there, double split on the outside. I really like that. And now that this tree is getting older, you know, at first I would have kept, you know, I did keep this one. When the tree was smaller, I kept this because this hadn't formed yet. This was really small down here. This was just a little lanky thing. So I kept this. So this was the original outside. And then over the last year, I've been forming and cutting this piece back to where now this is really forming the new shape of the tree. To where even if I brought it back all the way to here, would be cool. Got rid of this whole dead nub, and then this becomes the prominent piece out here. And then we've got 2 tiers right here that are starting to split right there. And then honestly, just bring this one all the way back to here, so that way it restarts splitting from here. So I might do that. Let's take a look at it. Let's go ahead and even just bring this back now here. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna really restructure this tree, because this tree was an older tree, actually, that was already planted on another site. And we brought it here because I needed it moved. And so let's just go ahead and thin this out so that way it's easier to grab. Or we could do that. We could do that too. That's actually really nice. I like that. Where instead of bringing it all the way back, this is here. But this is kind of going in the middle. I like that too, to where we just even bring that. For sure. Let's see what that looks like. Boom. Okay. Nice. One fall swoop. Boom. Making big moves. Last night we had a members meetup. Had a meeting in the members area. Last night we were teaching beginner class. Last night was our beginner class. So if you want to get on our daily classes, come into the members area and you can have access to all of our classes. Yeah, that way you can get into this. Nice. That's actually really nice. That's pretty cool. That's actually really cool. I like that. And then I might still just bring this one back to here. Just to reset this tree. Boom. Reset that. That way it's all back short. And it gets real short and bushy here. So I might just bring this back to here. So that way it splits out here. Timber. I'm gonna score all the way around and then it'll snap. Boom. There we go. Let me get this big piece. This big piece. This big piece. And then what we do is we make sure to wash the grains. So that way we can get all the pee and the poop off, any of the dirt, the dust, anything that's on the leaves. Keep it real clean. Moringa is already naturally a clean plant. It's hydrophobic, so it actually repels dirt and water. It's a drought-tolerant tree. It's also called Moringa oleifera because it has lots of oils in it. And the oils are also even in the leaves. Although we use the seeds to press for oil, but there's still high oil content in the leaves, which keeps it very clean. Keeps the leaves really clean. So we wash them just to get all the excess dirt and dust and pee and poop off. Just with water. It's just real simple, clean watering method. You can get things like an aerator, a nice sink, and drop the greens in the sink like a three-tiered sink, like a like container. You know what I mean? Three bowls inside the sink, to where you have 1, 2, 3 to wash, rinse, and then just to set the greens in there, so that way you can pile them up in that third one before getting them on the racks. Boom, that's it. I think that was a great quick little harvest for us today. Thank you very much for coming in and watching and learning with us here at Grow Moringa Farms in Plant City. We're making lots of great progress on our moringa farm. Boom. Oops, that's not gonna work. So let me get 2 hands on this thing. Thanks a lot for coming in and watching and joining me, learning for this quick little lesson on harvesting. It's our beautiful promenade of moringa trees that we're going to get to over the next week. So stay tuned and watch us work the field. This is essentially all you need to do. If you want to make an extra income from moringa every day, you can come out to your field, harvest your trees, and also make a little bit of cash turning it into tea and powder. You can turn it into pet food, and you could even turn it into fertilizer. So learn everything you need to learn about moringa with me inside of the Grow Moringa Collective. Come on in. This month we'll have a lot of discounts and classes and tutorials. And then on October 18th weekend, you can come to the MoringaCon conference. Even if you're not a member, we'll have tickets available to join, but you get tremendous discounts as a member for any in-person events. All right? Thanks a lot. Kendrick Henry, signing off. Peace and love.